Joining us now from Brisbane is Ross Dunn, Director of the Australian Petroleum Production and Exploration Association, and here in Sydney, Jeremy Buckingham MLC, the Green spokesman on mining and coal seam gas. Gentlemen, welcome. Ross Dunn, we know coal seam gas is a game changer in energy in North America. What is the estimated dollar value of recoverable coal seam gas in New South Wales? We want everybody to be able to gauge the economic benefits of this potentially very lucrative industry.
Quentin, to get an estimate of the size of this industry, you'd want to look at the estimate of the resource. In Eastern Australia, which is New South Wales and Queensland, the resource has been estimated by CSIRO at 250 trillion cubic feet. Now that is sufficient energy, if you extrapolate that, to power Queensland and New South Wales for 400 to 500 years. In Queensland, where we've had 3 projects approved to go from coal seam gas to liquefied natural gas for export, each of those projects is an investment of some $15 billion and an employment of 6,000 people. So on a state basis it's large, and there's no reason why New South Wales can't be that size.
Jeremy Buckingham, can you see the potential for the economy from this industry to thousands of property owners with cash flow that would come to them?
The cash flow would certainly go to the big multinational gas companies. These companies have their eyes on New South Wales. They're set for a massive expansion. But before they do so, we think that the environmental and social issues that this industry will foist upon the community should be properly investigated. This is a huge industry, hundreds of billions of dollars, and they're set to expand in New South Wales.
Ross Dunn, is it true that the industry in New South Wales has been granted a royalty holiday from the New South Wales government? You'll pay no royalties here for the first 5 years.
Well, the government of the day in taking that decision recognised, as has the Productivity Commission in its report yesterday, that there is a real benefit to the environment in moving from coal-generated power to gas-fired power. And this, I would see as an inducement to industry to pick up the cudgel and develop this new resource for New South Wales, as is happening in Queensland.
Jeremy Buckingham, 5-year moratorium on royalties, fair enough to get the industry started?
Well, before you get the industry started, you need to get to the bottom of the science of the impact of this industry on the environment. I think the government's thrown open the doors to this industry and put the cart before the horse. We need to know whether or not this industry is going to do long-term damage to our communities, to our environment, to our groundwater before we throw open the doors.
Well, how about that, Mr Dunn? Wouldn't a 12-month moratorium, as Mr Buckingham suggests, for New South Wales, because it's highly contentious right through the rural and now metropolitan communities, a 12-month moratorium, an inquiry, get the ground rules set here so there's no accidents which could potentially damage the reputation of your industry?
Well, this comes back to what standard is the industry expected to meet that it hasn't already met through independent government assessment at both state and federal levels, where an EIS, which takes years to develop, has been examined in minute detail, and in doing that they have considered the impacts on the Great Artesian Basin and its aquifers, and conditions have been applied in granting approval. This, to me, is a way of furthering an anti-fossil fuel campaign. This is nothing more to me than a scare campaign.
We're sure the Greens don't want to go to gas. They want to go to renewables, wind and solar. We know that. But the question is for you, Mr Dunn, do you accept that there is an onus of proof on your industry about these environmental questions?
This industry is very conscious of its potential to impact on landholders and the environment. And I would just have to refer to Queensland, where we have just recently examined every gas well, which is 2,719 gas wells. 5 of those gas wells had a fugitive leak at a level which would have held a flame. Now, 5 in a percentage terms is insignificant, but it's still 5 too many. The point is that there is excessive, not excessive, but there is a large amount of regulation on this industry, a very large amount of regulation, and the industry is comfortable with that level of transparency.
Well, I think Ross, with all respect, has just given the game away. He says that the regulation's excessive. I don't think the industry has any idea what impact they're having on the Great Artesian Basin. I don't think they've got any idea what their long-term impact is going to be on productive farmland. And one of the key elements with this industry is the amount of toxic chemicals they're injecting into our groundwater. They're injecting that into the groundwater. They're only recovering some of it. Where it's going, we don't know, the Great Artesian Basin is not well understood, and to be putting in, as Ross has said, already thousands of coal seam gas wells in Queensland in the basin, and with more planned for New South Wales, the government should be taking the precautionary approach and putting the long-term health of the environment and our communities before a rush to embrace gas.
This is nothing more than a scare campaign to show that coal seam gas development is untried and untested. And to me, this is, just a step in the program against fossil fuels, and leading that is the demonisation of hydraulic fracturing.